friends. I'm Jessie. We're going to start in about a minute. My partner here is Genesis. We're going to begin in a reclined position, so if you want to go ahead and settle into a savasana or corpse pose for a few moments of centering, you can do that here. I brought a yoga block over, thoughtfully chewed up and modified by my puppy. But sometimes I like to use this. We're going to do a heart opening yoga class today. In honor of Thanksgiving, I always like to do a gratitude class. So this is my last Sunday before Thanksgiving, so we're going to do that today. So we're going to do lots of heart opening, heart chakra opening poses and a lot of forward folds, like thankful gratitude poses. And sometimes when I'm trying to open up my heart chakra, just doing a little bit of relaxation and laying down. I like to use a block. You can either use it vertically or horizontally under your spine. I like it vertically because it's a little bit deeper. You can just position it like a little modified fish. You can also place it under your hips in like a, in like a bridge pose to relax here. Not necessarily using the block today, I just felt like I could use a second or two of that extra opening. So when you're ready, we're going to come down to any comfortable corpse pose for a few moments of centering, taking some time to shut out the outside world. Make yourself comfortable here. Your knees could be bent with your feet on the floor, your legs could be extended. You can bring your heels out to the edges of the mat and let your feet flop open. You can press down into your elbows, tucking your shoulder blades under, opening your heart chakra. Your arms could be at your sides, palms facing up, in a gesture that's open and receptive. You can tip your chin so your spine is nice and long. So right here, we're going to settle in, close your eyes, and bring your attention to your breath. We're going to try to inhale and exhale through our nose, filling our bellies, ribs, chest with air on the inhale, and then allowing our chest, ribs, belly to relax and let go on the exhale. And just begin to let everything from the outside world drift away. Giving yourself permission to be present here in this time, in this space. Just breathe. Slowly we're going to bring our attention back to our breath. So once again, focus on our breathing. Breathing in and out. You can send your thoughts through your body, checking in, see how you're feeling. You can set any goal or an intention if you like. Since we're working on a thankful, grateful yoga practice today, for me it is right now in this moment, I have enough. If you're within the sound of my voice, you have internet or cell phone access, you have a device to watch it on, and you have an hour to give yourself the gift of this yoga practice. We are all so fortunate. November, of course, is a great time to reflect on all you have to be grateful for, thankful for. I try to write down at least 3 things in a gratitude journal every day, just to remind myself that this might not be the best year. There might be a lot of things going on around us that are not to our liking, but we still have things to be grateful for. We can still have gratitude, and we can still practice kindness to each other. So we're just going to begin by turning our heads gently from side to side as we rest on the floor. Just nice and easy, starting to loosen up our neck muscles. Breathing into areas of tightness, backing off if you're feeling any any tension or tightness. We never want to feel any pain in yoga. So if you're going to the point where you're feeling pain, you want to back off. Just going as far as you're comfortable, just to feel the stretch. The next time your head is to the right, we're going to pause, stretching out the left sides of our necks, bringing our right ear towards the mat. And send your breath to muscles that might be tight or tense. Visualize them relaxing with your exhale. We inhale our head back to center. Exhale over to the opposite side. Inhale back to center. From here, we're going to bend our knees with our feet on the floor. We're going to do some active bridge poses. Sorry. We're going to bend our knees with our feet on the floor, heels in close to our bottom. We're going to start off with our arms at our sides. So we're going to inhale, press down to our heels, lift our hips, circle our arms back until they're resting on the floor. And then exhale, we're going to bring our hips down, circle our arms back to our sides. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. And then a few more here, just moving at your own pace, moving with your breath, flowing from being in the up bridge position to having your back on the mat. Faster, slow, bigger, small movements, whatever feels right for you is right for this class today. Good. We're going to do 2 more, and then we're going to hold our second bridge. So that was 1. This is 2. I'm just going to hold this bridge. Maybe you can walk your feet in a little closer. Maybe you want to do a different arm position. Your arms could be at your sides. You could be holding onto your ankles. You can interlace your fingers with your hands behind your back. Visualize your heart chakra opening, taking a few breaths. I just feel like I have a little extra to give in my bridge, so I like to lift my heels and stretch out my arches and my ankles. Good. 1 more breath. We're going to release our arms from whatever position they're in, lower our heels and our hips. We're going to raise our arms in the air and just rotate our wrists a few times. Just nice and easy. Yoga can be hard on our wrists, so we just want to warm them up, prepare for our practice. You can switch directions if you're rotating your wrists, point and flex, open and close, whatever feels good here. Good. Then we're going to bring both knees in towards our chest for a hug. Just going to rock a little bit from side to side. Good. Just releasing our bridge, releasing any tension. We're going to come to stillness. We're going to bring our arms out in a T position, and we're just going to do a little supine twist here. So on our next exhale, we're going to bring both legs over to one side. I'm going to the right. Again, make adjustments. I like my top leg over my bottom leg. Maybe your left shoulder has popped up and you want to keep your knees on the floor. That's fine. Maybe you want to keep your shoulders on the floor and your knees pop up. That's fine. Maybe you're somewhere in between. Do what feels right for your body. Learn to listen to what your body needs. You can look over your left shoulder if that feels good. We're going to inhale, bring everything back to center, and exhale over to the opposite side. Again, make those adjustments. Make this practice your own. Constantly breathing into areas of tightness, backing off if you're experiencing pain or tension. If you feel a little pull on the top of your armpit and your shoulders there, just bend your elbow. Sometimes the skin gets tight in this position. Just release that by bending your elbow. Good, one more breath. Everything back to center. Both knees still in towards our chest. We're going to do some spinal rolls so you can hold on top of your knees or under them. And we're just rocking forward and back. Forward and back. Faster, slow, big or small movements. Maybe you want to move a little faster, bring in a little bit of energy. Maybe you feel like taking it a little easier today. Whatever feels good. Just a few more spinal rolls. And then we're going to roll up to a seated pose. Any comfortable seated pose is fine. Good contact with our sits bones. We're going to do some arm stretches here. So we're going to raise our right arm up. We're going to bring it across the front of our body. You can use your left hand or left forearm against your right forearm to apply a little bit of pressure. Shoulders away from our ears. And again, we never want to force anything. It's just adding that little bit of pressure, easing us deeper into the pose. Good, one more breath. And we're going to release this. We're going to bring our right arm into the air, bend your elbow with our right hand behind our back. You can either press the front of your right forearm, or you can bring your left arm behind your back. Use your left hand to gently pull on your right elbow. And if you're comfortable here, we're just going to add a little side stretch over to the left. Remember, we're trying to keep our heart chakras open, so we don't want to start to let our chest roll towards the floor. Turning our chest towards the ceiling. Good. We're going to come back to center. Release our arms. Same thing on the other side, of course. We're bringing our left arm across the front of our body. Shoulders away from our ears. Just applying enough pressure that you're easing into this a little bit deeper. Again, if you're feeling any pain, you just want to back off. You can modify. Good, one more breath here. And then we're going to take that same left arm, raise it into the air, bend our elbow with our hand behind our back. You can press on your upper arm, or you can bring your right hand to your left elbow. Maybe adding that little side stretch. One more breath. We're going to come back to center, release our arms, and shake them out a little if you like. Change up the cross of your legs. So whichever one is in front or on top, however you're sitting, we're just going to switch that so we have balance. And then we're going to do some spinal rolls. So we're going to bring our shoulder towards our opposite knee and make some circles. Again, these could be fast or slow, big or small circles. I like to apply a little bit of pressure. So if I'm bringing my right shoulder towards my left knee, I'm just applying a little bit of pressure with my left hand to get a little more hip rotation in this. Maybe you're staying more upright. Listen to your body, close your eyes, turn your attention inward. Good. We're going to do one more in this direction. And then of course we're going to switch directions. Shoulder towards our opposite knee. And circle. Always coming back to your breath. Good. One more here. We'll come back to center. From here we're going to transition into table. So we're just going to come onto our hands and our knees with our wrists and shoulders in alignment. Knees and hips in alignment. And from here, we're going to curl our toes under, straighten our legs, and come back into our first down dog of the day. It's an inverted V pose. We're going to press into our palms and our heels, lift our tailbone towards the ceiling. Our head is down between our two arms. And then we're going to spend a little bit of time here, again, moving and stretching any way that feels right. So maybe that's walking the dog, bending first one knee and then the other. Maybe you're coming up onto all 10 toes. Maybe you're pushing your heels down towards the mat, rolling your inner elbows towards each other. Whatever feels good here. Listening to your breath. Listening to your body. Good, one more breath, and then we're going to walk our hands back towards our feet until we're in a ragdoll. Just a little standing forward fold here. Anything you want to do with your arms is fine. They could dangle, you could fold them, you can place them on your thighs. Your legs could be straight, or you could put a little bend in your knees. We're just going to shake out any last bit of tension. Just let your arms and hips sway from side to side, forward and back. You can shake out your head, your neck, your shoulders. Just imagine tension and stress draining away from our body. We don't need it. Let it go. Maybe you want to bend your knees and do a little bounce. Soft breaths. Good. We're going to release our arms and we're going to slowly come up to standing. Up on the inhale and pausing into Tadasana, mountain pose. Taking a breath, coming back to center. Check in, see how you're feeling. Notice any new aches or pains that pop up, anything that feels better or worse than when we started. Just try to notice. You can remind yourself of a goal or an intention if you set one at the beginning of class. Perhaps it was right now, in this moment, I have enough. And then from here, we're going to take a little bit of a wide stance. We're going to start off with a 5-pointed star. Shoulders away from our ears, arms pointing in opposite directions, toes turned towards the corners of the room. Then we're going to take this to a sunflower breath. We're going to inhale our arms up, exhale, fold forward and let our hands come down. Inhale up, and exhale down. Again, make this your own. You could go fast. Bring in a little bit of energy. You can move slow. Maybe you don't want to bend over and you just want to do the arm part of this breath. That's fine. If you find that if you come up, as you come up, you get a little lightheaded, you can try coming up on an exhale. You might also want to try increasing your water intake. Sometimes that's dehydration. It makes us a little bit lightheaded. Good, we're going to do one more breath. And then we bring our arms back to our sides, our feet back into mountain pose. We're just going to do a little chest expansion here, just to warm us up. So, depending on how open your shoulders are, you can bring your hands to your hips, sort of bring your elbows together. You can interlace your fingers behind your back. Maybe bring your palms together. Maybe you can straighten your arms. Maybe you can lift your arms up from your body. Maybe you can add a little back bend, letting your hips come forward. So opening up your heart chakra. You can tip your chin up. Good, one more breath. And we'll come back up, release our arms, shake them out a little. You can also use a strap. If you want to go deeper than hands on your hips, but you're not ready to interlace your fingers, you can hold a strap between your two hands. And it could be anything. It could be a belt, a tie, a towel. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be an actual yoga strap. So shake out your arms here a little bit. We're going to move into a flow portion. Sorry, I think with the weather changing, I have a little bit of a cold, so. So I need to keep drinking water. Okay, so But we're gonna start with a little balance pose here, a little quad stretch balance pose. We want good contact with our feet. We're gonna bring our hands together in prayer position at heart center. Let's just take a nice full deep breath here. That's awesome. Inhale. And as you exhale, let all of your weight ground into your left foot. And then we're gonna start to bend our right knee, bring our foot behind us. You could just be on your right toe. You can bend your knee a little bit more, lifting your foot off the mat. Or you can reach back for your foot with your hand or with a strap around your foot. You can hold on to your foot with one or two hands. Good. We're gonna do dancer's pose a little bit later on, but for right now, we're bringing our foot towards our bottom. We wanna kind of tuck our pelvis a little bit. We're opening up our hip flexor, our quad, just nice and easy. Focus on that stationary object to concentrate your attention on to help with your balance. Good. We're gonna bring this knee in towards our chest for a little hug, and then we're gonna step forward with our right foot. We're gonna hop on our left toes. Left heel rotates down to the mat. Hips and torso face front, and we're gonna sink into our warrior one. Strong, powerful, confident warriors. Good. If you joined me last week, this is building on last week's a little bit right here. So if it seems familiar, it should be. Good. One more breath, and then we're gonna take this to a heart chakra opener. So again, your hands could be on your hips. You could use a belt or a tie between your hands, or you can interlace your fingers, straighten your arms, lift your hands off your back. My instinct here is to straighten out my front knee, but we don't want to do that. We want to continue. Nice, deep kind of lunge here in our warrior one. And you might be able to lift your hands off your back. You might be able to do a little back bend here. Good. So when we're doing this chest expansion with our warrior one, that makes this an open-hearted warrior. Good. One more breath. And then from here, we're going to fold forward with our torso, coming out over our front thigh. If your hands slip apart here, that's fine. You might be in this a lot deeper in your arms. Your fingers are still interlaced and your arms are up into the air. That's great. Any variation is fine. We don't want to stress out our shoulders. So if you're experiencing pain, just back off from whatever we're doing. We're going to do one more breath here. We're going to release our hands to the mat. We're going to come up on our left toes and then raise our left leg up into a standing standing split. This is just a standing forward fold. We just happen to have this left leg in the air. So again, yours might be a lot higher than mine or lower than mine. All of that is fine. This is really about the hamstring stretch on our right leg. One more breath. Put a little bend in that right knee so it's not locked out. We're going to drop our left toes, our left knee to the mat. Good. One more breath. You can keep your hands on the mat. They can come to your thigh, heart center, or again, interlace your fingers with your hands behind your back, adding that little heart chakra opener. Maybe sinking into your front knee. So it's a modified lunge because our back knee is on the mat. We're adding the open-hearted element because we're squeezing our shoulder blades together and opening our heart chakra. You can tip your chin up if that's comfortable. Good. One more breath. We're going to bring our hands down on either side of our front foot. Left toes under. Lift our left knee. Plank and lower. Chaturanga. You can meet me at down dog if you're moving faster or slower than I am. Or you can follow along with me. I like to hold cobra a little bit longer. It's just what feels right in my body. I like to move my hips around. Exhale into down dog. Beautiful. One more breath. We're going to lift our right leg in the air. This is just a three-legged down dog. We're going to try to keep that right leg up as we walk our hands back towards our left foot. This is just a standing split on the opposite side. Good. One more breath. Both feet to the floor. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Little bend in our knees. Engage our core as we come up. Reverse swan dive. All the way back to standing, back to Tadasana. Perfect. Same thing on the other side. Again, hands together in prayer position at heart center. Shoulders away from our ears. By the way, when we have hands in prayer position, this is also thankful or grateful. yoga mudra. Good, so let's just take that nice full deep breath. Good. First step in yoga, pranayama, working on our breath. Prana means energy. In Asian cultures, it's chi. So we breathe for our bodies and souls. One more breath here. As we exhale, we're going to let our weight come into our right foot. And we're going to come up on our left toes, bend our left knee. See if we can reach back for our left foot with our left hand. Remember, this is a quad stretch balance, not dancer's pose yet. So we're bringing our foot towards our bottom, a little tuck in our pelvis. You can have one hand holding your foot or two. You can also have a strap over that foot. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades together here. Remember, we're thinking about opening our heart chakra. Good. One more breath. We're going to bring our left knee in towards our chest. Just give a little squeeze in. It's okay if you need to touch down in between. We're going to step our left foot forward, coming up on our right toes, right heel sits down to the mat. We're sinking into our front knee in our warrior one. Strong, powerful, confident warriors. Beautiful. You can stick with your regular warrior one or do open-hearted warrior. Hands on your hips, interlace your fingers. You guys get the gist with this chest expansion. So any variation here you like is fine. All the while sinking into your front knee without letting it pop out over our toes. Maybe you're lifting your hands off your back. Maybe you're adding a little extra back bend here. Always sinking down, adjusting your stance to keep your knee safe. Beautiful. And then we're going to fold forward. Okay, my fingers are starting to slip apart and I can't keep my hands in the air. My shoulders aren't loose enough, but yours might be. Or maybe you can't keep your fingers interlaced and you're just bringing your hands to your hips again. That's also fine. One more breath. We're going to release our hands. We're going to bring them in front of and slightly to each side of that left foot. Pivot up on our right toes. We're going to step into a standing split. Good. Soft breaths. We're going to put a little bend in that left knee so that we can drop our right toes, then our right knee to the mat. Again, our left knee is over our ankle. We're going to engage our core, hands on our thigh, heart center, or hands on our hips. Maybe adding that chest expansion. Good. One more breath. And we're going to sink into our left knee. So we're opening up that right hip flexor. Good. Yoga is very personal in our practice. We try not to compete with anyone, even with ourselves. So often my poses will look different than your poses, and that's great. We want to celebrate those differences. We want to do what's right in our body. We're going to release our hands here, back to kind of neutral. Hands on either side of our front foot. We're going to do a little chaturanga here. You can meet me at down dog and move at your own pace, or you can follow along with me in plank. High push-up position, slowly lower down. Drop your knees when you need to, hover if you can. Hands under your shoulders, baby cobra, full cobra, up dog. Again, I like to hold cobra a little bit longer. I like to rock a little bit from side to side. This is like a dancing cobra, but just like kind of a mini dance. One more breath. We're going to exhale into down dog. Good. This is our recovery. You can always also be in table or child's pose. Left leg is coming into the air for that three-legged down dog. Pressing into our palms and our right heel, stretch your left leg back. And we're going to walk our hands back towards our right foot till we're in a standing split. Doesn't have to be pretty or perfect. Both feet to the floor. Standing forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Reverse one dive all the way back up to stand. And exhale. Hands down. Beautiful. So we're going to run through another series, another little flow. Just adding on to that first one. Excuse me. But you can always stick with the first version or again modify as you like. So in Hatha Yoga, It's all about balance. Whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. We balance out forward folds with back bends. This can even be the cross of our fingers. So we've been doing a chest expansion here, and I've just been saying interlace your fingers together. So all of us kind of do that naturally. The comfortable way is always the same. But if you like to bring balance into everything, which I do, when we go through this series on the other side, we're adding more chest expansions. You can interlace your fingers differently. So start off with them normal, whatever feels comfortable, and just release them, slide them over one, and recross your thumbs. Probably feels awkward, that's okay. Or just stick with what you're comfortable in. Coming back towards the back end of our mat. Again, we're adding on, we're going to make it a little bit more challenging, but just stick with whatever version works best for you. Actually, pardon me 1 second. I need a little bit more room. I'm going to get up to this, so hopefully I'm still in the frame. I always put myself way too close to the wall. So hands together in prayer position at heart center. It's our gratitude yoga mudra. Shoulders away from our ears. Nice full deep breath. Good, we're going to inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to let our weight go around into our left foot. Then once again, you can come up onto your right toes, bend your right knee, reach back for your right foot with your right hand. We started off with this quad stretch. You can stay there, or you can raise your left arm and come down into dancer's pose. Again, if you're a little bit more open in your shoulders than I am, you might have both hands holding your foot back here. That's great. For me, one hand has become enough. Beautiful. We're pushing our foot into our hands, squeezing our shoulder blades together, opening our heart chakra. Good. We're going to inhale and come up. Again, we're going to try to bring this knee in towards our chest for a hug. Then we're going to step that right foot forward, left heel rotates down to the mat, sinking into a glorious warrior one. Shoulders away from our ears. Adding the open-hearted element, hands on your hips, holding a strap, or you can interlace your fingers behind your back. If you like, you can switch that interlace so you have balance there as well. Bringing your hands together, maybe raising them off your back, maybe adding a little back bend, still sinking into your front knee. Good, one more breath. We're going to exhale and fold forward. Again, my shoulders are a little looser, so I can bring my arms into the air. If you remember the first time through, my arms didn't come into the air. That's okay. One more breath. We have to be okay with where we are right now. We are enough. You can release your hands. One hand on either side of our front foot, up on our back toes, stepping into a standing split. If you can stay here, or you can make it a little bit more challenging by lifting your hands off the mat. I just bring them onto my lower right leg or ankle, just adding a little balance element. We're going to bring both hands back to the mat. We're going to come down to our left toes. So we're back to our lunge. You can stay up on your left toes, or you can drop down onto your left knee. Good. Either way, we're going to engage our core, lift our torso, maybe adding a chest expansion, maybe changing up the clasp of your fingers. Good. One more breath. Release our hands. Chaturanga. Take it lower. Cobra down dog when you're ready. Good. One more breath. We're going to raise our right leg in the air. Three-legged down dog. Then we're going to bring our right knee up between our two hands in a half pigeon here. So in pigeon, we want to keep our heels, or not our heels, our hips level. Sometimes we might need to prop up something under your right hip. Your right knee could point forward, or you can start to work that leg out a little bit, or a lot. The more parallel your shin is to your mat, the more intense the hip stretch is. But again, we don't want to be down on that hip. We want to stay up. This is half pigeon. We're going to add a little cobra here. We're going to press into our palms, shoulders away from our ears, squeeze our shoulder blades together, open our heart chakra. Excuse me. Good. There we go.
Or you can bend your left knee, reach back for your left foot with one hand or two. Can't quite make two, that's okay. Squeezing our shoulder blades together, opening our heart chakra. Beautiful, backing off if there's any pain. One more breath. We're gonna release whatever we're holding. Both hands back to the mat. We're gonna step our right leg up into a three-legged down dog. It's okay if it takes a couple steps to get there. We're calling our left toes under. Right leg is coming all the way up. We're gonna walk our hands back towards our left foot till we're in that standing split. Again, your hands could stay on the mat, or you can lift them up, adding a little balance to this. Whew. We're gonna bring both hands back to the floor, both feet to the floor. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Reverse one, dive all the way back up to standing. And exhale. Beautiful, hands down. Good. We're going to repeat that on the other side, of course. Tadasana. Hands in prayer. It's our thankful yoga mudra. Shoulders away from our ears. A nice full deep breath. There we go. Then we're going to inhale. As we exhale, our weight is sinking down to our right foot. Now on your left toes, bend your left knee. Reach back for your left foot with one hand or two. Again, a strap here also works. You can stay with the quad stretch, or you can raise your right arm and come down halfway, pushing your left foot into your hand, adding that extra back bend. Just your gaze down over your front fingers. Beautiful dancer's pose. Good. We're gonna inhale. Ooh, sorry. We're gonna inhale and come back up. Bring our left knee in towards our chest. Then we're gonna step our left foot forward, up on our right toes, down on our right heel. Warrior one, strong, powerful, confident warrior, shoulders away from our ears. You can add the open heart element, maybe changing up the cross of your fingers, opening that heart chakra. Beautiful. Maybe tipping your chin up, sinking into your front knee. Exhale, fold forward. And maybe your arms are coming into the air. Maybe you can no longer keep your fingers interlaced. All of that is fine. Good. One more breath. We're going to release our hands to the mat. Standing split. Good. We're going to come back to a lunge. So we're bending our left knee over our left ankle. You can stay up on your right toes or drop to your back knee. Engage your core here to lift our torso. Hands where you're comfortable. Maybe adding that chest expansion. Good. Always sinking down with your hips. Adjusting your stance to keep your left knee over your ankle and not over your toes. One more breath, and then we're going to do a chaturanga. Hands on either side of our front foot. Link and lower. Drop your knees when you need to. Hover if you can. Sorry. Oh, again, I like to hold cobra. It feels so good. Down dog when you're ready. Beautiful down dogs. A few resting or recovery breaths here. And then we're going to lift our left leg into the air. Three-legged down dog. We're going to bring our left knee up between our two hands in pigeon. Dropping our back knee. Your left knee could point forward. You can work your left foot out a little bit or a lot, depending on how loose your hips are. Good. We're going to start with like a little cobra here. So we're pressing down into our palms, bringing our shoulders away from our ears, squeezing our shoulder blades together, maybe tipping your chin up. You don't always have to go into sleeping pigeon from here. Good. You can stay here, or you can bend that back knee. Maybe reach back for your right foot with your right hand, or with both hands for king pigeon. Good. I'm tipping over to the left. Ideally, that would not be happening. But we all just do our best. Good. One more breath in our king pigeon. Release our hands. Both hands to the mat. Release your right toes. Left leg is going up into that three-legged down dog. We're going to walk our hands back towards our right foot. This is our standing split. Hands on the mat. Or add that little balance. deeper. Reverse one, dive all the way back up to standing. And exhale. Hands down. Beautiful flow. Okay, so we're gonna come back to our balance pose. We've done a quad stretch. We've done dancer's pose. We're gonna add on to dancer's pose, but of course you can stick with the quad stretch or regular dancer's pose or some other variation that you might know. Some people like a block here. I just go for it. I give myself a break and don't try to be perfect all the time. Sometimes it looks sloppy, sometimes it doesn't. But if you feel like you're more comfortable with a block, you can add it at any height. Let's keep it here off to the side so you can see what we do with a block since I already got it out. Again, excuse the teeth marks. Tadasana. Let's just bring our hands together in prayer position at heart center once again. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. And then we're going to let our weight come into our left foot. We're starting off exactly the same. You can come up on your right toes, bend your right knee, reach back for your right foot with your right hand. You can stay in the quad stretch. Raise your left arm up. And this one we don't want to hold both hands on our foot for what we're doing next. You can stay here, or you can fold down halfway, or you can, oops, sorry, lost my balance a little. Or you can bring your left hand all the way to the mat in a forward fold. So what happens is, I usually get to about 8 inches and think like, oh, I can't do it. But if I trust myself, I can. So I like to just give it a go. But that block is about the right height if you feel like you want a little extra stability, a little extra help. It doesn't have to be pretty or perfect. Maybe you let go of your right foot. That's okay. Maybe you're in this and you're beautiful. You're folded forward. Maybe you're pushing your foot into your hand, still opening your heart chakra. You have all this going on. That's great. Anywhere in between, where most of us are, is fine. We're going to engage our core. That helps protect our lower back. We're going to come up. Ideally, I'm keeping this foot off the mat. We're bringing it in towards our chest and bringing it back down to Tadasana. Shake that standing leg a little if you like. Mine wasn't perfect. Yours doesn't have to be either, excuse me. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Hands together in prayer position, heart center, nice full deep breath. Then inhale. And as you exhale, let your weight ground into your right foot. Up on your left toes, bend your left knee, reach back for your left foot with your left hand. You just have that part down. Take your time. Focus your attention on a stationary object. Maybe you're staying with a quad stretch. Maybe you're staying with traditional dancer's pose. Maybe you're adding that forward fold. Again, you can have a block here at any height, or you can trust yourself a couple inches where you're sort of falling. That's okay. Do your best and be happy with that, knowing that it's enough. You are enough. You're all enough. One more breath. Ooh. One more breath. Put a little bend in your right knee. Engage your core. Ideally, we're coming up nice and controlled. I did not make it on the other side. Try to bring this knee in towards our elbow one more time. Release. Shake out our standing leg. Good. Check it out. One more breath. We're going to do a little jump out into 5-pointed star. So again, Tadasana. Let's just take another full deep breath in. Exhale. Good. Inhale. And then 5-pointed star. Good. One more breath. We're going to inhale our arms up. Exhale and sink into goddess. Again, squeezing our shoulder blades together, opening our heart chakra, military tuck to our chin. We're sinking our hips down without letting our knees roll in. We're going to do a lion face here. So that's an audible exhale where we exhale through our mouth, our tongue comes out, and it's a good. So one more breath, and then try to sink a little lower. Good. Inhale, exhale, sink a little lower, one more time. Inhale, exhale. Good. Hands together in prayer position at heart center. We're going to try to come down in a squat. I need to bring my feet in a little bit. So you do you. Ideally, our heels are down. If yours are up, that's fine. If you skip the squat, that's also fine. You can bring your hands together in prayer position at heart center. Maybe use your elbows to open up your knees. Any variation, whatever your squat looks like, is totally fine. One more breath. Good. And we're going to have a seat. Staff pose, Tadasana. Shake it out a little. Good, we're going to do a little tangled shoelaces. I think this one's really fun. It's a combination of eagle arms and cow face legs. We're going to do it in stages. You just pick whatever version works best for you. We're going to start by bending our right knee. It could be on the inside of our straight left leg or on the outside. If you're here and can go further, we can bend our left leg. Good. At this point, my right knee is pointed towards the ceiling. In cow face legs, we kind of are in this pose and then we imagine somebody is holding us by the ankles or feet and they're pulling our feet out. So we're trying to stack our knees one on top of the other. In the perfect version of this, my knees are stacked one on top of the other. The sides of my feet are on the floor and both hips are on the mat. Kind of in between bringing my feet and my hips to the mat. So mine's not perfect. Yours doesn't have to be, or yours might be even better than mine. Nice cow face legs here. Even if you haven't gotten to this position with your legs, you can still add the other parts in. This class always seems so short because it's only an hour, so we didn't go over eagle arms, but we'll do them in stages, so hopefully you're familiar with them. So I'm going to start with our arms. We're going to bring whatever leg is on top, that arm goes underneath. So we can bring our right under our left. You can hold your shoulders and stack your elbows the same way we're stacking our knees. Or you can do an L, or you can wrap your right arm around your left in eagle arms. Good, you can stay right here. Cow face, legs, eagle arms. Or as inhale, do a little back bend first. And then exhale, fold forward, reaching out with your chest. Trying to bring your elbows outside of your knees and then your forearms come down to the floor. I am nowhere near the best version of this pose. Someone with a lot less extra going on might be able to bring those forearms and eagle arms all the way to the mat and let their head come down. Mine aren't. I'm okay with that. Tangled shoelaces. One more breath. We're going to inhale and come up. Release our arms. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. If you're familiar with my class, there's a fun little turnaround you can do to get your opposite leg on top. So we're going to give that a go. Sometimes it doesn't work. That's okay. The key is we're going to pivot on the front part of our foot without lifting them off the mat. Your body only lets you go in one direction. If I try to bring my hands over to the right, it doesn't work. So bringing my hands over to the left. My hands are coming to the mat. I'm bringing my right foot is just coming onto the floor. My left foot, I'm going to curl my toes under and kind of come up into this awkward down dog. Pivoting on the front part of my foot as I walk my hands around the mat. The key is not to pick up our feet, just to pivot. And if you keep twisting, you get to the other side with your left leg on top. If it didn't work, that's fine, left leg on top. Again, you could have your left knee bent with your foot on the inside. You could still fold forward. You could be on the outside. You could tuck that right leg back. Or cow face legs is what we're going to. Again, full expression here. Our knees would be stacked one on top of the other. The sides of our feet, the pinky toe sides of our feet would be on the mat, and both hips would be on the mat. I hover somewhere in between. And eagle arms. Whatever leg is on top, that arm goes underneath. So left arm under our right. You can bring your hands to your shoulders and fold forward, or you can do an L, forward, or you can wrap that left arm around your right, eagle arms. You can stay here. Or you can lift your elbows, adding a little back bend, and maybe reaching out with your torso as you fold forward. We're trying to bring our elbows to the opposite, like the front part of our knee, And then letting our forearms come down towards the floor. Our neck, our head should be relaxed here. Take a breath. Beautiful. Tangled shoelace is such a fun name. One more breath. We're going to inhale and come up. Shake out our arms. I love that little turnaround so much that we're going to do it on the other side. Again, your body can only go in one direction. The hands are coming to the right. You bring your right foot to the mat. This left foot, you curl your toes under so that you can come onto the bottom part of that foot as well. You kind of go up into this wonky down dog. Pivoting on your feet, just walking your hands around the back of your mat. When you get to the front, your other leg is on top. Beautiful. We don't need it. We'll just windshield wiper our legs a little. Just loosening up our hip flexors. Releasing any tension that may have built up. Then from here, we're going to do a forward fold. We're going to hold it for a few breaths. The reason why this is a really good for a thankful pose is because it's very contemplative. That forward fold allows you to reflect. So, good contact with our sits bones. We're going to inhale our arms up. And then exhale, reach out as you come down. Lengthen your spine as you come down. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And when you've gone as far as you're comfortable, let your hands come down, your head and shoulders relax. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, relax. Close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Release tension where you don't need to hold it in your body. Flex your forehead, your jaw, chin, cheeks, neck, shoulders. Breathe. Each exhale, visualize yourself folding a little deeper in this forward fold. One more breath. We're going to inhale and roll up. We're going to come back into modified fish pose, balancing that forward fold with back bend. So hands next to our hips. We're going to roll back on our elbows, squeezing our shoulder blades together, opening our heart chakra, maybe tipping your chin back and opening your throat chakra, maybe sliding back to the top of your head is on the floor. Just opening up your heart. Sometimes heart opening asanas can be a little emotional. It's okay. You find your eyes tearing, let the tears come. Give yourself the permission of that release. One more breath. And then we're going to make our way into our relaxation pose. So you can inhale, and as you exhale, you can relax to the floor. Or if you'd like to end in a seated meditation, you can inhale and make your way to a seated meditation. Sometimes if we begin in a reclined position, my students like to end in a seated position, but whatever is fine for, whatever is best for you is fine for me. So you're going to settle in, corpse pose, savasana, seated pose, whatever is comfortable. Excuse me, I want to get that out before, so that I don't cough during your relaxation. Good. So whatever pose you're in, we're just going to settle back, close your eyes, bring your attention to your breath. Inhale, and as you exhale, relax, release tension. We're going to do a box breath or an equal part breath, where we want to inhale, hold, exhale, and hold for the same amount of time. I'm going to go with a count of 4, but you can do 5, 6, 7, whatever you like, or 3 or 2 if that feels better for you. We're going to inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Continue on in this way, evening out your breaths, your holds. If your mind wanders, just come back, counting once again. Once again, come back to your breath. Inhale, exhale. Come back to your body. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. You can gently turn your head from side to side. Moving, stretching, anything that feels right. If you're reclined, you can bring your knees in towards your chest for a hug before gently rolling to one side. Pausing, breathing, making your way up slowly to a seated pose. With your eyes closed or softly gazing. And hear these words. This is a poem called Thank You Life by Gary Van Wormerdam. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this inhale. Thank you for this exhale. Thank you for this life. Thank you, heart. Thank you for this pounding. Thank you for this pulsing. Thank you for this love. Thank you, feet. Thank you for this walk. Thank you for this run. Thank you for the dancing. Thank you, eyes. Thank you for the sunrise. Thank you for the sunset. Thank you for all the colors. Thank you, ears. Thank you for the music. Thank you for the rhythm. Thank you for the stillness. Thank you, hands. Thank you for the caressing. Thank you for the clapping. Thank you for the holding. Thank you, mouth. Thank you for the nourishment. Thank you for the wine. Thank you for the kisses. Thank you, nose. Thank you for the flowers. Thank you for the pines. Thank you for the sniffles. Thank you, arms and shoulders. Thank you for the carrying. Thank you for the burdening. Thank you for the hugging. Thank you, voice. Thank you for the expression. Thank you for the word. Thank you for the gift of creation. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this light. Thank you for the stars. Thank you for the night. Thank you, self. Thank you for the laughter. Thank you for the play. Thank you for you. Thank you for the emotions. Thank you for the joys. Thank you for the tears and sorrows. Thank you for the richness. Thank you for the abundance that is. Thank you for the abundance that is given. Thank you for so many experiences and so many things. Thank you for this dance. Thank you for this life. You can bring your hands together in prayer position at heart center. Remind yourself of the goal or an intention. Perhaps right now in this moment, I have enough. And know that you are enough. The light and love in me honors the light and love in you. Namaste. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this gratitude class. My name is Jessie. I teach the first and second Sunday of each month on Solstice Yoga Shala's Facebook page, 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. So I'll be back the first 2 Sundays of December. I hope you join me then. The Sunday classes are on Facebook. Everything else is moved to Zoom or to in-class, in-person instruction. So make sure you're checking the Facebook page to find what best suits you and fits into your